Welcome again to the Old Principle English Lessons, 老校长的英文节目. We tell stories, and so sometimes I get the stories off the internet from my friends. Sometimes the stories are my own. Just lately, the stories mostly have been my own. Today's story is honeymoon, 蜜月旅行, honeymoon. Have you ever seen something like this? This is American tradition. You don't see this in many parts of the world, but American tradition. So we will go and look and listen to the story, and then I'll explain it in detail. But first, Mrs. Ash will read it.
Story 283, Honeymoon. Our honeymoon was not long or complicated. We simply made our way over to the ocean and leisurely drove north up the Oregon and Washington coast. When something looked interesting, we'd stop and look at it. Every day we walked the different beaches. One of the highlights was stopping in Tillamook, Oregon, at the Tillamook Cheese Factory. The cool and wet coastal climate was ideal for dairy herds, and the Tillamook Cheese Factory had acquired a world-famous reputation. Farther north, we came to Astoria at the mouth of the mighty Columbia River. In those days, the only way to cross over to the Washington side was by giant ferry boats. We paid our money and drove on board. During the journey, we stood at the side of the ferry and enjoyed the scenery. While standing there, we talked to a lady. In the course of the conversation, she said, let me guess. You're newlyweds, aren't you? We were surprised and a little embarrassed that she could tell. All the just married graffiti had been washed off of our car. How could she tell? Were we acting like young lovers, or did we just look youthful and immature? Toward the end of our honeymoon, we turned inland to take in the wedding of my best friend, Eugene. He had been in my wedding the week before. Now I was scheduled to be a groomsman in his wedding. The wedding itself was held in a modern little church located in the wheat fields. It was a beautiful summer day with gentle pink clouds adding their tints to the beautiful dresses worn by the bridesmaids. There was excitement in the air. My friend and his bride were stressed out with last-minute details, but we were enjoying the day. The stresses of our wedding day were past. After 1 week, we thought we were a seasoned married couple.
Welcome back. We are ready to go. Our honeymoon was not long or complicated. Now, I must admit, some people, when they take a honeymoon, they go to some overseas place, 到国外去. But for us, it wasn't long. Only had 1 week. And it wasn't complicated. 一点都不复杂. So, simple people, simple honeymoon. We simply 只不过是 made our way over to the ocean. Now, isn't that interesting English? What does it mean to make your way over to? It doesn't make sense. 表面上根本很难理解 to make our way over to. It simply means we went to the ocean. 我们去这个海岸 okay, or 海边呢。Okay, so to make our way, to make one's way, it's good English, but if you've never run onto that before, it might be just a little bit difficult. We simply, 我们只不过是去这个海边 and leisurely, okay, drove north up the Oregon and Washington coast. Now, I want to emphasize leisurely, leisurely, 轻轻松松的慢慢的 okay, so we're not in any hurry 一点都不赶时间 so we're just taking our time and it says that we are driving up the Oregon and Washington coasts. So Oregon 州还有华盛顿州我们是沿着这个海岸 okay 一直上北去 okay so we're driving north up the Oregon and Washington coast 这个coast meaning 海岸 okay so we simply made our way over to the ocean and leisurely drove up the coast going on. When something looked interesting, we'd stop. We would stop. When something looked interesting, we would stop and look at it. So we weren't in any hurry, so we just took our time. If it was interesting, we stopped and looked at it. Every day, we walked on different beaches. Every day, we would walk on the beach. 不同的这个海滩走呢 So every day, a different beach. Again, this was a leisurely time. This was the honeymoon to enjoy ourselves. There is no pressure, so to speak, involved. We're just enjoying 享受这个轻松的时间 We are enjoying the lack of pressure and the time together. But one of the highlights was stopping at Tillamook, Oregon. In fact, Mrs. Ash's younger sister still lives in Tillamook, Oregon. Okay, so we went to Tillamook, Oregon, okay, to the Tillamook Cheese Factory. Now, what is cheese? Cheese is something that's made out of milk. 是从牛奶出来的奶酪吗? Some people say 起司 Some people say 芝士 I have no idea what cheese is. Well, you know what pizza is? Pizza. Okay, so this was, we have cheese pizza. Okay, so anyway, it's a cheese factory. 他们的厂啊，他们的工厂，他们是做出来。Okay, and so it's very famous going on. The cool, wet coastal climate. 海岸 ，OK， 这个海岸的这个凉快而潮湿的气候。The cool, wet coastal climate was very good for dairy herds. Dairy herds? What is a dairy herd? Let's make sure I get this right. Okay, it is 奶牛 dairy. I know what 牛 is. 奶牛 is dairy herds. So 大群很多cows there 很理想，这个气候算很理想。And the Tillamook cheese factory had acquired a world famous reputation. Now, what does acquired mean? Acquired means that 他们得到 a world famous reputation, 全球这个有名的一个 how do you say reputation? 名誉吗? Well, whatever. Reputation. Everybody knew what the Tillamook cheese factory. Oh, they made ice cream too. They made ice cream. 他们也是做雪糕。So, and it became world famous. So we stopped there. We tested the cheese. We tested. 我们尝一尝他们的雪糕 ice cream. In fact, many times since then, we have done that too. It was very interesting. Farther north, we came to Astoria at the mouth of the mighty Columbia River. Okay, farther north. 因为我们是朝着北方开车走 right? So farther north, we came to Astoria at the mouth of the mighty Columbia River. Columbia River, 哥伦比亚. Okay, Columbia 这个大河. Mighty in this case is 大河. Okay, and it is a big and important river. Okay, what does it mean? The mouth of the river. Okay, that is 入海口. In other words, when the river comes to the ocean, 这个入口, that place is called the mouth of the river. Out there is the ocean. I mean, on one side you have the ocean, and then inland is the river. The river is going into the ocean, and we call this the mouth of the river. In those days, the only way to cross over to the Washington side was by giant ferry boats. Okay, 巨大 giant 巨大的渡轮 ferry boats. So now they have a bridge, but in those days there was no bridge. I think that they used to have a bridge, but somehow it fell down. So we had to go on the ferry boats. Sometimes we just say ferries. We paid our money and drove on board. 我们就付了钱，然后怎么样呢？ We went on board. 把车子开上去。 So we're on this boat. We're going to go from the Oregon side of the Columbia to the Washington side. And it's quite, at the mouth of a river, it's quite wide. I think somebody said that in South America, the mouth of the mighty Amazon River is 200 miles wide. So 200英里之宽 very wide. Well, no, this may be a couple, 2 or 3 miles wide, or maybe 4 or 5 miles, but it's not 200 miles for sure. Okay, so we drove our car up on board, so 上了船. Going on. During the journey, 途中啊，当我们途中啊 we stood at the side of the ferry. So we're standing at the ferry boat. Sometimes we say ferry boat, 渡轮, and we enjoyed the scenery. 我们欣赏这个美景. What is scenery? Scenery is 美景. So we're standing there and we're enjoying the scenery. Now, granted, this is the better part of 50 years ago, so this is a long, long time ago. When I say better part, I mean it's by, if you want to know, right now it's been 46 and a half years. So this is a long time ago, okay? And we enjoyed the scenery, 这个美景. While standing there, we talked to a lady. There was a lady. She drove her car up on the boat. And so while we're standing there on the edge of the boat, looking at the beautiful scenery, we started talking to this lady. Now, my wife, Mrs. Ash, is a world-class talker. Talk. She loves to make friends. She loves to talk. So she was talking. In the course of the conversation, 当我们谈话当中啊 in the course of 谈话当中 she said, let me guess. Excuse me. Let me guess. You're newlyweds, aren't you? 他说让我猜猜看你们是新婚的夫妇对不对 So how did she know going on? We were surprised. 我们是有一点惊讶 We were surprised. And just a little bit embarrassed. Embarrassed 不好意思 Maybe in this case 尴尬 awkward. An awkward embarrassment. Okay? A little bit embarrassed that she could tell 她能够看得出来 she could tell 她能够看得出来 All the just married graffiti had been washed off our car. Graffiti, what is people write words on walls or on cars. This is called graffiti. They're not supposed to do it, but they write it anyway. So all the graffiti had been washed off. So people wrote all sorts of things on our cars. It was ugly. But it said just married, many different places. 刚刚结婚已经洗掉 It had been washed off of our car. So how could she tell that we were just married? Going on. Were we acting like young lovers? Okay. Or did we just look youthful and immature? How could she tell? 她怎么能够看得出来? Okay. Were we acting like young lovers? Or did we just look youthful and immature? I don't know. I really don't know. 或许我们看起来是很年轻啊。We were 22 years old, or immature, 不够成熟，或者 lovers. Well, I don't know, but she could tell going on. Toward the end of our honeymoon, we well, it was 1 week. So honeymoon was 1 week. Toward the end of the honeymoon, we turned inland. 转向内陆. That means we're driving the car. 转向内陆. We turned inland to take in. When we say take in, we mean 参加一个啊。To take in something means to go. Sometimes it means 赴会 or 参加一个会议. Okay, take in a wedding, 一个婚礼 of my best friend's wedding. Going on. He had been in my wedding the week before. 前一个星期他在我的这个婚礼. Now I'm going to be in his wedding. I was scheduled, okay? 已经约会 or 安排. I'm going to be a 伴郎, a groomsman in his wedding. I think I was the best man, but I don't remember. This is too long ago. Going on. The wedding itself was held in a modern little church located in the wheat fields. So this is a little church in the wheat fields, 麦田里面的一个又现代化的教会. Okay. Very, very nice, beautiful little church going on. It was a beautiful summer day with gentle pink clouds adding their tints to the beautiful dresses worn by the bridesmaids. Whoa! How can you explain all these 形容词? We've got all sorts of things happening. Beautiful summer day, no problem. Gentle pink clouds. Clouds is what? 云彩. Okay. Gentle pink. Gentle, 轻轻的这个粉红色的云彩 adding their tints, 把它们的色彩加上什么 The beautiful dresses worn by the bridesmaids, 的伴娘所穿的 beautiful dresses, 美丽的这个礼服. Okay, going on. A lot of 形容词 okay. There was excitement in 在空中有很兴奋，大家都很兴奋. My friend and his bride were stressed out. 当然前一个星期我也是压得扁扁的这个压力Why was there so much stress? Last minute details. 最后的一些细节。哎呀 So this is very stressful. 这个压力很重。But we were enjoying ourselves. Why were we enjoying ourselves? Because it wasn't our wedding. It was my friend's wedding. And that was cool. Going on. The stresses of our wedding day were past. The stresses of our wedding day were past. And so we could enjoy helping my friend. After 1 week, we thought we were a seasoned couple. Okay? Now, remember earlier, this lady, she could see in us. Young lovers, immature, whatever. And it was embarrassing to us. It was an awkward embarrassment. 有一点尴尬，不好意思，她能够看得出来。Because we thought we were quite mature and so on. Now, it's true, we were quite young. Now, interestingly enough, after 1 week of marriage, how long have we been married? 1 week. We thought, 我们认为我们是 seasoned married couple. We are a seasoned married couple. What does this mean? It means 我们是一对已婚夫妻，经验丰富 seasoned 经验丰富。Are you? This is actually a pretty good descriptor or 形容词. And you can say he is a seasoned ball player. 他是一个经验丰富的一个球员. Okay, seasoned, a good word, absolutely wonderful word. And we thought we were a seasoned couple. Well, we have an email address, and you can write to us. Write to me and ask me, tell me how old you were when you got married, or how old you think you will be when you get married. theoldprinciple@gmail.com. Our website is www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, it's been great to spend this time with you, and I know that this has helped your listening ability, and I hope that you'll bring a friend next time as we look at another session of The Old Principle. Until then, bye-bye.